Elon Musk said he's looking to add payments to Twitter and to facilitate transactions between fiat and crypto. The elegance of the internet is that it's open and it's interoperable. A payment solution for Twitter should be too. Here's why Interledger is the solution. First, what is Interledger? What's up, guys? It is Thursday, December 15th. It's 11:20 a.m. and this is the deep dive, and we're going to cover is Elon Musk going to use Interledger for tipping on Twitter, as well as we're going to cover, most importantly, Interledger, what it is, and interoperability in payment systems and what that even means and why it's even important. And understanding this, you're really going to understand the opportunity at hand here and the potential of how big XRP's potential market could be, because Interledger is a product built by Ripple. So ultimately, I'm sure that the capabilities that XRP provides is like a match made in heaven with Interledger as well. And I'm going to show proof of that. If you haven't already as well too, I had already made a video a month ago. It's named XRP, a global public good. Interledger protocol is the backbone of the internet of value. The dots are there. So I'll link this video in the description of this video. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell there to get notified in real time with these deep dives, these newsletters, these market updates. We're pushing it out for you. So hit that subscribe button, show a little love. So now let's go into the post from Coil. So Coil is building a better business model for the web with Interledger. Coil is like a part of Xpring. So Ripple has like a venture funding arm. It's called Xpring with an X. So let me show you. So welcome to Xpring by Ripple. This is May 14, 2018. And basically it's just like a funding arm. They use XRP to fund other companies to enable this internet of value. So now let's go into that post. So recently, Elon Musk said he's looking to add payments to Twitter and to facilitate transactions between fiat and crypto. The elegance of the internet is that it's open and it's interoperable. A payment solution for Twitter should be too. Here's why Interledger is the solution. First, what is Interledger? It's an open protocol allowing the frictionless movement of payments and micropayments across ledgers. The mission is to advance open payment standards and technologies so anyone can seamlessly earn, share, buy, sell, trade with anyone else in the world. What Twitter needs is a scalable, economically neutral, and technologically agnostic approach. A universal protocol that seamlessly allows value and data to be exchanged between crypto and fiat, much like how users and servers communicate with each other over SMTP, HTTP, and TCP/IP. And this is something that we teach in the Opportunity of Crypto, the Accelerator course on the website here. If you haven't already, I'll put that link in the bio as well, and get this free crypto masterclass, because we're ending the free masterclass Accelerator January 1st. And the only way you'll be able to access the educational material is by signing up for a membership. So definitely take advantage of this free crypto masterclass Accelerator. You're going to have 13 fundamental videos preparing you for what's to come and how big this opportunity is. In here, we talk about the current system, why it sucks, so the biggest scam in history of mankind, the history of money. We go into everything that sets the backdrop, right? And then next we go to the second mission, which is what the future system looks like. And we go through the timeline of revolutions, the fourth industrial revolution. And what I'm referring to right now is the history of the internet, from the internet of information to the future of the internet, Web 3.0 to the internet of value. So that's exactly what they're spelling out right here. Is what Twitter needs is a universal protocol to allow this seamless flow of value and data to be exchanged between crypto and fiat, much like how users and servers communicated over the internet with each other through SMTP, HTTP, and TCP/IP. So same kind of thing. I mean, the past shows us the future, and it just kind of rhymes. It's never exactly alike, but it definitely sure does rhyme. And that's where we're in the moment of. And we've already seen our .com crash in a sense, right? So now what's next is the Amazons come to light, the Facebooks come to light, right? The Apples come to light. So that's where we're heading into. So it's very important to get yourself aware of these topics and the knowledge and the opportunity behind all this, because it's huge. It's one of the biggest opportunities probably for the next at least decade, maybe even 100 years. So each provider wants to own the network, and our payment landscape is fragmented. Interledger began with the realization that the world will never agree to use one payment network. So either centralized or decentralized, blockchain or traditional finance. The problem is a proliferation of networks. Every payment network wants to be king. From traditional networks like Visa and Swift to blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum, many have tried to enable payments interoperability, but convincing others to connect through their network. By convincing others to connect through their network. Twitter needs a layer to connect them all. It needs a neutral platform to level the playing field. Everything that they're kind of saying here, they're putting into words the visualization of all these terms we've been hearing over the years, the leveling the playing field, all boats rise, etc. So inspired by the internet's decision to separate addressing from routing, Interledger came up with an address format similar to IP addresses. Senders specify where they want their money to go, payment porters, while connectors determine how to route payments. Using Interledger, you can quickly and easily send US dollars to someone who wants to receive it in euros. You can even send Bitcoin to someone who wants to receive Ethereum or USD. Interledger allows you to send money to anyone regardless of their location, currency, or payment network. All right, guys. So I'm sure the majority of everybody listening right now uses Uphold. So you're able to send somebody, say, a payment with HBAR and on there, and they'll be able to receive it in XRP or something like that, right? Or I'm able to send Apple stock to somebody and they want to receive it in Bitcoin. That's all going to be possible through Interledger, and Interledger is used on the back end of Uphold. So that's why Uphold kind of stands out in its features and everything like that. So Interledger protocol can connect any blockchain as well as any legacy system, allowing it to serve as a bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. It isn't confined to a blockchain or system. Twitter can integrate its open standards without changes to their platform. Simple, accessible, and convenient. Payments on Twitter should reduce friction, and payments should be cheap, and no matter how micro the transaction. Think stream micropayments to the host of a Twitter space or vice versa. This should be instant and without extra fees. Spot on. Twitter payments should be neutral and not driven by hype or tied to economics. Interledger doesn't have a native token. It connects systems together. The only requirement for a ledger or other transactional system to participate with Interledger is that value can be transferred from one person or entity to another. Advanced features like payment channels aren't a requirement, but where they exist, it can maximize them. Interledger is a general protocol for moving money. Features for all types of payments, including subscriptions, recurring, accepting, and streaming payments. It's only a matter of implementing suitable protocols on top of Interledger via APIs. So think about music streaming and like royalties for that, and just so many things. I mean, like Interledger is going to enable the creator's economy, I would say, because it's going to make earning like micro payments and kind of subscription-based payments, recurring payments, and it's really going to enable this creator's economy for creators to earn more for providing education, entertainment, whatever it may be. So in order to develop a peer-to-peer application, it is very useful to quickly spin up several nodes. Okay, so then it goes into building on Interledger, which would be pretty cool. Maybe we got to look into that. So now let's keep going, because Interledger, how to interconnect all blockchains and value networks. This is where all the money comes from, right? The term. It's because Interledger, ultimately at the end of the day, is being positioned to be the backbone, as I stated in that video here. You got to watch it. I'll link it in the bio. To be the backbone, that one piece that connects all the blockchain networks, all the value networks, like traditional payment networks, all together. It's like the web, and it's the super glue to it all. And that is huge. That's all the money, the derivatives market, the securities market, the currencies market, everything, commodities market. So let's go into this. Interledger was born out of a project to build a blockchain agnostic smart contracts platform. A key challenge was neutrality. How could a decentralized app buy resources like storage and computing without being tied to a specific blockchain? Across the internet, apps and services face a similar issue of how to directly monetize without relying on a single cryptocurrency or a proprietary network like Visa or PayPal or a monolithic platform like Apple. Interledger was designed to answer the question, what would a universal network for sending value independent of any company or currency look like? That's like a huge statement right there. So Interledger is now live and the core protocol was finalized in late 2017. The network's early use cases include trustlessly exchanging cryptocurrencies and enabling new business models with streaming micropayments. And that's just the beginning. This post gives an overview of the Interledger networks and highlights key features of the protocol that help connect vastly different blockchains and value systems. So a network of decentralized exchanges. Interledger is made up of a network of connectors, independent operators that act as a decentralized exchange or market makers for cryptocurrencies, fiat currencies, and other tokenized assets, literally all the money. The protocol allows users to transact natively on the network of their choice without needing to move assets to a centralized exchange or to a specific blockchain for trading. The Interledger network has no central authority or company, and the protocol is not tied to any currency, token, or blockchain. It's like its own beast. So paying from one currency to another, with Interledger, a user can send Bitcoin, the recipient will automatically receive Ethereum. So that's what I was saying a little bit earlier, or whatever their preferred currency happens to be. The assets are exchanged in the flow of the transfer without either party needing to think about how this happens. Behind the scenes, Interledger routes packets of money across value networks like the internet routes packets of data between internet service providers. Same thing. When the user sends Bitcoin, the user's wallet sends Interledger packets denominated in Bitcoin to a connector. The connector applies their exchange rate and forwards Ethereum denominated packets onto the receiver. So it's like all on the back end. Like it's just going to be so seamless to the front end user because it's all going to be taking place automatically on the back end. So for more obscure assets, I'm not going to go into that too in depth because I want to go on to these next documents here. All right, so the Interledger network today. The early Interledger network is optimized for micropayment use cases and trustlessly trading cryptocurrencies natively across blockchains. Here are some of the infrastructure and application companies building with the ILP, and yes, they're hiring. Coil is a subscription service for supporting web content creators underpinned by Interledger micropayments and the proposed web monetization standard. Strata Labs is the first commercial Interledger connector company enabling micropayment services like Coil. Kava runs an Interledger connector and is developing technology for the ILP ecosystem, including new cross-currency integrations and a Cosmos-based blockchain optimized for ILP. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation developed Mojaloop, an open-source payment system for emerging markets using Interledger to increase financial inclusion through interoperability. And then we have some more here. So build on Interledger. They're trying to get people to build on it. Then let's go into this article right here. This is back 2019. So it says the Internet of Value needs interoperability in order to thrive. As such, open standards like Ripple's Interledger protocol could help achieve it just like that. This is David Schwartz, CTO of Ripple. October 5th, 2018. The idea is not to compete for the biggest possible fraction of today's payments. The idea is to explode payments to many times their current size. Just as the internet did for data traffic with YouTube and Netflix, just as email did for message traffic. The question is, will Coil, Interledger protocol, XRapid, which is now on-demand liquidity, which is basically XRP, and other things like it, explode payments the way the internet exploded data? Answer question is what fraction of payments, current and new, XRP might capture given its properties. So he's laying it out right there as far as that's like the perfect mixture. It's the perfect potion of all these different products and services and software, connecting them all together, along with a perfect storm of payments exploding in value and volume. And then you have these things like ILP and Coil enabling more kind of value to flood into the system based on micropayments, even cents of transactions in this web monetization universal strategy they're trying to do. There's going to be so much value that pours into the world because they're going to find more ways to tokenize it and make it liquid. So there we go. So now I'm not going to dive into that. But that's funny. I just saw Ask Jeeves, but that's so true. You can't really predict who will be the Google and who will be the Ask Jeeves. And that's a fact. But I think we have a good sense of who might be the most likely. Now let's keep going. so I looked up interoperability of payment systems, and I came across these articles here. So we're going to dive into it. May 2013. They were, they've been working on this for a very, very long time, even longer than 2013. But you can see how the narrative is just built up, and like the publications are started so much earlier on, especially for something as big as this. Like, this is so huge that it can't just be like, oh, these publications go on for a couple of years and then they just wipe their hands clean, it's done. No, that this is so big of a change, and it has to be carefully kind of implemented, that it takes a long time. But I mean, May 2013, we're about to head to like a 10-year anniversary of even this article. So I mean, we're at least very, very close here. You can smell it. The grand finale's here, like especially everything with the case and just everything. The timeline is matching up. And a robust environment of interoperability and payment system benefits all participants in the payments ecosystem. It's all the same stuff, right? All the same stuff that they were saying back then is the same that they're saying now. But now we're actually seeing live like products and actual like services, solutions, and software that is making these things a reality. So now, interoperability, a game changer in payment space, August of 2022. It has the potential to phenomenally transform the way in which banking and payments function. Global cashless payment volumes are expected to increase by more than 80% from 2020 to 2025. And then we keep going and we see, with rising adoption of digital payments, it's no surprise that innumerable payment platforms have come into existence. These platforms have made payments extremely convenient, allowing users to undertake a wide variety of monetary transactions with anybody at any time from anywhere. And this is where interoperability enters the scenario and very much deserves attention. So they're going into all the different kind of payments. Yeah, the payment infrastructures or systems across the world. Unified Payments Interface, that's in India, UPI. And then I think they're mainly talking about UPI in here. Yeah, mainly talking about UPI. So let's go on to the next one, because we have the World Economic Forum and measuring payment and interoperability. So this was this year, 2022. And you can see like they're finalizing everything. The technical interoperability, the regulatory interoperability they were saying, and then the usability of it as well too. But yeah, this is like a report of a bunch of interoperability initiatives happening across the world. So this might deserve its own deep dive, actually. I think this is going to have to deserve its own deep dive. Finding and measuring payment interoperability, white paper, April 2022. And you can see executive summary, introduction, defining and measuring interoperability, existing literature on measuring interoperability, assessing interoperability through 3 lenses. So 3 different scenarios. Yeah, so this is going to be its own separate video, deep dive. I'm sure there's a lot of gold nuggets in here. It's 36 pages long. If I go down here, let's see. Something interesting right here. It's payment system interoperability and oversight, the international dimension. And if we go down here, this is 2016, November, and we're seeing the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, is the United Nations specialized agency in the field of telecommunications, information, and communication technologies. So we're seeing those international organizations being at the forefront of releasing like these reports and kind of initiatives and stuff. So let's keep going down, because you can see, and this is the one that deserves its own deep dive, because it has scenarios. So I love doing the scenario planning. So interoperability scenarios at the national level, interoperability scenarios at the regional level, and then interoperability scenarios at the global level. I can't wait to show you guys this one. So we're going to save this right here for its own separate video. So if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the bell, get notified in real time. We drop like 3 to 5 videos a day, all juicy information. So you definitely want to get that immediately. Join the Discord too. I don't know if I mentioned that already. The link will be in the bio, but we have all of these crypto signals in here based off the Stargate's custom software. So we have all these automated signals flashing 24/7, 365 real time. We do peer-to-peer signals. So we're doing like XLM to XDC, really taking advantage of these peer-to-pairs on the ISO coins to accumulate more of them before it's boom time. So yeah, yeah, definitely get in the Discord. And then let's keep going here with that document. Oh yeah, we're going to save that for the deep dive. So definitely subscribe. And then if we go up here, we have interoperability and payments for the old and the new. November 8, 2021, the Bank of International Settlements, talking about the G20 roadmap of how they're kind of, it's on the front of their agenda, the G20 roadmap for cross-border payments. Yeah, G20 roadmap to strengthen cross-border payments, being led by the Committee on Payments and Market Infrastructures and the Financial Stability Board in Basel. All these things that we track, they all play its own role into the grand kind of plan here. But yeah, we can see it's all basically the same stuff. We're going to see these things take place over 2023. We're going to see like it light up like a Christmas tree, but then 2025 fully implemented, and then charity all the way till 2030, it seems like. So crazy. Interoperability is the talk of the town. It's what's going to connect all the blockchains, all the traditional channels as well too, and fully encompass all the money, Interledger, a Ripple's product, meanwhile XRP. And just like David Schwartz had said, the question is, will Coil, Interledger protocol, Xrapid, and other things like it explode payments the way the internet exploded data? And another question is, what fraction of payments, current and new, XRP might capture given its properties? So we'll have to see how it pans out. I'm sure we're going to know soon here. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.
I'ma keep the case clean, I won't shroud it in no love. Getting laced at the seams, turning powder into dust. I need space for my team, it's getting crowded in the